Hello, hello. So I am so excited today to have here Laura, a beautiful soul with such a mission to have people sleep very well on amazing mattresses that are, and pillows too, and sheets, and so many other things that you are adding to your product line for sure. So thank you for being here and for also being very brave when I had invited you to a breathwork experience in High Park. And you can maybe talk a little bit about that. And then we can talk about the very creative way we actually collaborated on a breathwork event.
Yeah,
So, first and foremost, how are you?
good. Thanks, Rita. I was excited. I don't know much about breath. You're definitely my go-to gal when it comes to like learning about it, putting myself out there, perhaps going deep within, all that sort of stuff. I feel like you created a really safe space. And the first time I did the event was in High Park. And I remember it was just after COVID. So in-person stuff just started kind of picking up again. So this was a while ago. And I think you at the time were doing them there outside. And I remember I had my
Hmm.
Toronto location, which isn't too far. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go after work, like just by myself. Had no idea what to expect. You were amazing. We ended up like doing it outside. And I remember this part. I don't know if you remember this, but there was, I don't know what sort of bird it was. There was this bird,
Yes,
remember? And you were saying like,
like
oh, like
huge falcon.
falcon. Yes. And you were like, making the connection on your end on how powerful that was for you. I think you had said it was like your aunt.
Hmm.
You felt like it was like her kind of giving messages, sort of being like,
Yeah,
keep going sort of
yeah.
thing.
I was telling my
But
story.
yeah, so it was
Hmm.
like very cool. And I remember the different people that were there too. Like it was people that were older than me, people that were younger. There was even a couple of guys that were there. So it was just like really nice for my first time to be in a setting like that where everybody was kind of on their own. Like nobody had like I definitely had no idea what to expect. And I remember you had us wear masks, like sleep masks, so that you
Hmm.
kind of block out. You don't feel like, people are looking at me or whatever. And the way that you get into your body with the way that you teach it, like kind of jumping and shaking, like moving your body and stuff. I definitely had like a really just to kind of get a little bit personal. I had lost my grandmother. I don't know if you remember, I told you this. I'd lost my grandmother six
Hmm.
months or so prior, and I had lost her during COVID. So like the everything was weird about it. Like I didn't get to really say like a proper goodbye, like spend time together, like things that you would normally when you lose someone you love. Like I remember I didn't have like a proper grieving. Like I just kind of went back to work and I remember I had like a really not necessarily like it was a bit of an emotional release, but I remember like seeing her hands visually, which was like really powerful
Hmm.
for me. Like it felt like it
Wow.
was like being held. So yeah, it was like kind of like visions, I guess, while I was doing the breath work. And then I had like the feelings as well. Like I think you described like sometimes you get like with your hands or your feet, like pay attention. I remember I had that too. So it was having like a guide as well, like telling you it's okay, like if you're feeling these things, really
Yes.
made it comfortable for me. And then that's why I like, wanted to do it again. So it was a great first experience for sure. And that was like 5 years
Yes.
ago,
And
4 years ago, 4 years ago, I think, which is wild.
yeah. Yes, yes, and thank you so much for sharing this and being vulnerable as well and sharing your story. And you are right, like the emotional release that you do get, or even this the emotions and the tingling sensations that you get, you still remember them so fondly. And even I had somebody else talk about her experience, and she did it like 3 years ago, and she still remembers it vividly. So that's the power of the breath. It's so powerful that it connects the conscious with the subconscious, the physical with the non-physical. So it's such a beautiful way to connect with yourself, to connect with others. It's so healing, and I can't wait for you to try it again for sure. To this Monday, I'm excited for you to experience it. There's going to be a live vocalist, so for me,
Wow.
music is. I always wanted to be a DJ, and so putting a playlist together, I feel like I'm DJing, and maybe one day I'll learn how to do it myself, but having a live vocalist as well as a guitarist accompany the music. So it's just going to be super special, I think, in terms of adding to that, because music bypasses the brain. It goes directly into your heart. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, we make our decisions with our heart. There are more messages going from our heart to our brain. And the more we can connect with our heart, the more we can make better decisions, solve our problems better. And even help us let go of the past, right? Or past mistakes, forgive, all these beautiful things we can do when we're more connected with the heart.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm very in a lot like I after that one, I think I did one more with you. And speaking to music, I remember because in High Park, obviously you're in a park, so the music wasn't super, super loud, but it was more like still amazing. But then when we
Yeah,
did it the
correct.
second time, we
Yeah.
had done it in my store, and I had invited a couple friends, and
Hmm.
you had your speaker, and the music sets it to a whole other level. Like that was like wow, you feel it, like you just feel like you're in another dimension. I don't know.
It's so true. And you are. You probably do go somewhere else for sure. And it's true when I wake people up, because the whole experience, as you know, there's a little bit of movement and shaking just to get us out of our heads and into our bodies. We set the intention, and that's usually it plants the seeds, really. It plants the seed for the experience. And then we go into the breathing rounds. Because when people are like a 2 hour breath work experience, we're going to breathe for 2 hours, like intentional breathing, conscious breathing. Actually, no, the breathing part is only about 20-25 minutes, right? So we want to prep the body before, breathe for 20-25 minutes, and that actually makes space for the meditation. So there's a 3-part meditation where we connect with gratitude, connect with our younger self, and then we integrate. And then that's where the magic happens. That's where usually people have their breakthrough, their transformation. Although sometimes it's happened in the breath work, in the actual breathing part for me as well. But after that, we do a beautiful sharing, not mandatory if you don't want to say anything, because some people are still in that other dimension that they want to.
Yeah.
So I just
Well,
leave them
sometimes
there,
like even after, right?
right?
Like it may not, maybe you feel things, but you're not sure how to unwire it all. And
A
I feel
hundred
like, yeah, you're right.
percent.
You're kind of
Yes, a
like
hundred
maybe as you're
percent.
driving home from the event, like maybe you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like putting pieces
Mm-hmm.
together. So true.
Yes. You're spot on. And sometimes when I do these online, some clients are like, I can't talk right now. I'm just gonna go. So I just end the call there. And I've had a couple of people as well in person are just like, they can't find the words. They're still processing what just happened. Because sometimes we can go pretty deep or not. It really depends on how deep you want to go. And that's one thing I definitely want to touch on is that, and you mentioned a little bit too, it's really your body, like trust your body, because it will never take you deeper than you can handle. And that's why some people are really scared. Oh, I don't know what I can uncover, but it'll give you enough for you to be able to handle it. And you're always in control of the experience. So if you're feeling any of those sensations that I mentioned during the introduction, all you need to do, and they're getting overwhelmed, all you need to do is normalize your breath, and then everything subsides. So most people are very good with that for sure. And then there'll be some assistance as well, walking around if you need any assistance. But yeah, and we did do that. We did it in your shop. So they actually slept on the bed. Not slept. They
Like,
did the breath
yeah.
work on the bed.
It was cool. We were like, I
And
think we had six of the mattresses, and because it wasn't like a lot of people, we each had our own bed, which was super cool.
yes,
And I feel like one thing that set that to the next level, like I kind of feel like we should do that again. We should actually get a poll for the people who
yes,
watch this and be like, would you be into that? Because I felt like when you're laying on your mat and like on the ground, I'm like, you're not as comfortable in like meaning
for sure.
like physically comfortable, like not like, say your bum might be
For
pressing up or like,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like, whereas I felt like because we were on the beds, you actually felt like you couldn't feel your body. You're just like floating. It was
Yeah.
cool.
It
Cool.
for sure. It would definitely make it a much more comfortable experience being on a beautiful, comfy bed mattress versus the floor for sure. So, I do actually remind people that you can move around, right? If things are getting a little uncomfortable, you can actually move around.
Mhm.
And before I start the meditation part, I do ask people to just get more comfortable. And if they have to move around, that's something that they can do. But we should totally do it. Yes, I want to do it again for sure. I think it'd be such an incredible experience for people, and such a different way way to experience breath work and collaborate for sure.
I
It was
agree.
really amazing.
Yeah, very
Yes.
exciting.
And yeah, and I just maybe if you want to wrap up with why would you recommend someone to try this breathwork experience?
Well, I think all of us have a lot of things, like we live a fast paced life, one. And I think sometimes we go through life maybe not processing either A, things that have happened to us, perhaps grief, which is something I'm curious about this time around. Um, Last time I had lost my grandmother, but now I've lost my dad. So it's going to be interesting to see how my body might remember certain things, because sometimes we hold things, as you know, in our bodies. And like, I feel like the breath helps you just get out of your head and just. So I think it's like
Mm,
honestly beneficial for everybody, whether you're trying to process something traumatic that happened, or even just wanting to connect deeper with yourself as a person, like on a soul level. I think that, yeah, like it really is an experience you have to just give it a go, like give it a try and be the judge yourself. And honestly, it's tricky. Like
mm,
you think it's just like just breathing. It's you think you breathe until you've taken a class and you're like, oh, I actually don't breathe that. Like you teach how to breathe. Like I know that sounds so, but it's true. So I
It's
think we
so
all could
true.
learn to
Yes,
breathe a bit
because
better or not hold our breath or
yes,
whatever,
it's
right?
true
Like
because
however you want to word it.
yes, no, but definitely. I mean, about 80% of us are actually breathing in the wrong way, the inversely, where we're not using the diaphragm properly, we're holding our breath, we're mouth breathing. So many things that we are doing incorrectly, unfortunately, that are causing so many illnesses, even back pain, you wouldn't think, but it does, like the posture as well, the diaphragmatic breath. The more you use your diaphragm, the more you can actually use you help your posture, and that helps the back pain, right? So 25% of back pain is probably due to your improper breathing. And even mental health, if you think about it, right? Anxiety, you're constantly thinking, like you said, go go go, like if there's that stress, your body's in this complete stress mode all the time, and then it's not going to prioritize healing, right, if it's super stressed. So the breathing can allow you to press that pause button or press that reset button. How many things work when you unplug them and then plug them back in?
So
Everything.
true. Yeah.
Like everything. And we never do that to ourselves. We're always go 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 go. So this is a really nice way to unplug. Give yourself, this 90 minutes or 2 hours, right? To yourself, to be there present, and then plug yourself back in, and you'll notice how much better you feel and how many more things you can actually do. And interesting that you say about grief. Well, according to Chinese medicine, Laura, we hold uh, grief in our lungs. So it is
Wow.
such a beautiful
Interesting.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful way to deal with it, or at least cope with the grief. And that's actually what the reason. That's my story, right? That's why the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because it really helped me to grieve my aunt's passing. And the reason about the falcon, what that we mentioned in the beginning of the story, actually this little segment here, was because I was talking to you guys about my story and how I saw images of birds, and every time I mention the story, I see birds, or I see an image in my head of birds. And when I was telling the story, you guys saw this huge falcon fly over my head, and everyone's looking up, and I'm like, what's everybody looking at? And then I caught the tail end of the falcon, but it was huge. Yeah. And that really, isn't that incredible? Like,
That is
what a,
incredible. I love those
what a
little like
beautiful,
connections, right? But that's the thing, when you
exactly,
open yourself
coincidence.
up like in these ways, you start to notice things different, or like, like it
Yes,
just introduces this whole other world. So super appreciate you,
it
and I'm
does.
very
It does.
excited.
And even in terms, yes, and even in terms of how you mentioned reconnecting with yourself, I had a lady not too long ago. She actually said that she brought up a memory. She recalled a memory that she even forgot that she had. And it was just so beautiful when I asked the gratitude part of the experience. And she was like, wow, I can't believe that I was able to recall that. And I had even forgotten about that beautiful experience that I had. And it wasn't until the breathing opened her up to that experience and to recall that beautiful memory. And, talking about reconnecting to parts of you that maybe you might have forgotten about, or maybe you might have pushed to the side because life got so busy. And I feel like for women, especially, that just do so much, men as well, but most women, I think, really do there. We have that nurturing side to us that's just so innate and natural that we often forget to sort of give back to ourselves. So that's why it'd be a beautiful opportunity to bring a friend, come with friends, beautiful girls night out type of event. So yes, I can't wait for you to experience it. I think the live music is going to be a beautiful touch to it. I think the venue is high ceilings, beautiful white walls, lots of windows. It's still going to be daylight at 7 o'clock, so we're going to catch some of the daylight, the sunset. Although you'll be masked, you'll be blindfolded, so I know you won't see it, but you'll feel it.
Yep.
And yeah, and then beautiful art. There's going to be beautiful art surrounding us. So I think it's going to be really special.
I love that. Well, environment matters. So I love that you're setting the tone. It's awesome.
It's so true. Yes, yes. And you know all about that too. Yes. When I walk into your showrooms, it's like, wow, this feels like a bedroom. I love it. You know how to take care of those details for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Amazing.
is there anything else you want to add or close with this?
No, I'm just excited. I'm excited that you're doing this in person. I know that we don't always get so lucky to do these events in person. I know you do them online as well. So take advantage, people, of the in person because it doesn't always happen.
Yes, it's so true. Yes, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you. It's always such a pleasure to see your beautiful, sunny, sun shining face and
I've got the
smile.
sun on me right now, actually.
I know, I know. Isn't that cool? So
Yeah.
cool. And yes, I can't wait. Thank you so much for having the time and sharing your experience, because what you said may, intrigue someone to come and try it on September 8th. Doors open at 6:30, but it'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. So thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. I love
I love you too,
you. Can't
Rita.
wait to collaborate.
Thank you. See you then.
Bye.